Listen, if any of you guys out there are looking for a way to change the course of your future, the next 10 to 15 minutes is going to give you the power to do so. A home based business, a way to create residual income, a way to create compounding efforts, and a way to elevate yourself to a degree you absolutely cannot imagine. Our story this morning, Kim and Eric Gray, this couple, I've never met anybody that started at a lower place that has reached a higher level. She's been working her secret is consistency and discipline and a positive attitude. But she's literally went from $1,000 a month disability check. Next Friday, she'll be paid more than $11,000 for the week, not the month. $11,000 weekly income. She has made chairperson one in our company. And Kim Bailey, you and I have watched the whole journey. And I tell you what, I'm probably going to catch me crying again as her and Eric tell it one more time.
Just listening to you, Todd. The company has a lot of incredible stories around the world, but Kim's is, I believe, the most inspiring, the most amazing. She self-described herself as an overcomer, and that's exactly what she is. But God, thank God how blessed we are to have Kim's story when we're recruiting to show what is possible. I mean, the entire company is grateful for that. I certainly am, and never been more proud of anyone.
We're going to start this slightly different because Eric is usually, we call him driving Miss Daisy. He's usually the driver carrying the bag, taking care of Miss Eric. But I remember vividly when I was first called on Kim Gray, who was not in our company. She was just going to be a customer. She has muscular dystrophy. She, at that time, had not left her house in a couple of years. She wouldn't do anything with the family. So her journey began as a 6 month customer, but you're going to hear her weight loss story and how things have changed. But Eric, would you mind kicking this call off, just sharing with us exactly where Kim was in life, what you and your daughters were dealing with when Partner Co found her?
Well, you know, I really, I don't want to say what I originally say, but she just never exercised. She stayed at home all the time. She didn't have that get up and go, me and the girls would always want to do stuff, and she'd say, y'all go ahead and do it, and I'll just stay here and wait on y'all to get back. Well, that was fine and dandy a couple of times, but I got to feeling bad about leaving her behind, and it's just, she was just set on being at the house because she wasn't able to get out and do the things normal people could do. She could walk a little bit, but that's about it. She couldn't ride a bicycle. She couldn't do stuff like that because of her disability. And I can just imagine how she felt when she would go out and see other people doing stuff that she couldn't do. So when Partner Co was brought to our attention, my main goal in this was to get her health back. I didn't care about the business. I didn't care about none of that. It was mainly to get her health back. And the business part just fell into our laps.
So Kim, will you take us back to the beginning where y'all were physically and financially?
Yes. The doctor had just told me and Eric that I was going to be in a wheelchair within 2 years because of my muscular dystrophy. I was very overweight. I did not have energy to even, like he said, I walked very little, but after about 5 or 10 minutes, I would have to have someone to hold on to because my balance would get where I would fall all the time. And so when we went to the doctor and he told me that if I did not do something, that my muscular dystrophy was declining, and it was declining fast. And so I come home and we told my girls, and I had one daughter that she would send me all kind of stuff to try. And everything I would try, I could not do because you would have to go exercise. So she was at work one day, and she worked at a bank, and she overheard this man talking in the lobby about these products. And she interrupted him, and she said, "Sir, Do you think these would help my mom? She has a lot of health issues. She can barely walk. She cannot get around. And the doctors had just told her and my dad that she would be going into a wheelchair within 2 years. And he said, well, let me talk to your mom and dad. So we scheduled that, and I did not believe going to talk to this man was going to help me. I didn't believe in the products. I didn't even believe in myself. But after talking to him, he told me that taking these drops, I did not have to exercise. All I had to do was put these drops under my tongue, eat on that list, and drink lots of water. And so I did. I agreed to do it. It was December the 19th. So I agreed to do it the Monday after Christmas. And between him encouraging me, and then that's when I started to meet you about 2 weeks after I started. The encouragement, like you said a while ago, just pushed me. And I didn't even believe in myself, but y'all believed that I could at least put these drops under my tongue. And so when I did that, I started losing weight, and I was beginning to be happy. Every time I saw you, you would tell me, Kim, you look like you're losing weight. And that just, oh Lord, that just boosted me up over the top. And so I started losing weight. I started getting my energy back. And within 8 months, I lost 93 pounds. And about 2 or 3 months after I started, then y'all came to me and says, Kim, you need to do this as a business. And I didn't know how to do all this. I've never done this before. I've been on disability since I was 19 years old. I never even sold Mary Kay or Avon or anything. And so like Eric said, the business just came to us, and everybody wanted a part of what I was doing. I live in a small town, a very small, poor town. But everybody knew that I was crippled, I was disabled, and they could see a change in me by just walking into the grocery store or to the drugstore. And they would say, Kim, whatever you're doing, I got to try it. I see people at Walmart, whatever you're doing, I got to have it. I got to have it in my life. So at that particular time, my business started to grow. And then after these years has went by, I have lost up to 113 pounds now because of the new Ab Advantage that we added to the drops. It's an add-on. And so, but I've always been on Social Security disability. When me and Eric started, we were on every low income program there is, from food stamps, Medicaid, medicine program with Humana. And so about 2.5 years ago, I came to you. I prayed about it, and I came to you, and I wanted to get off of disability. I have been on disability since I was 19 years old. And of course, you was not for it. You didn't want to talk to me about it. So I had to go out on my own, and I did it without your approval. And so that's been the best thing that I've ever done for myself, because Partner Co. and this business has allowed me and Eric to get out of debt. We don't have no more bills. We paid our home off 5 years early. We paid off $3,000 worth of credit card debt. We bought us both a brand new vehicle, and we paid it off. And I'm living a dream life that I never would have dreamed without Partner Co.
Hey, Kim, share what the state of the guy said to you when you called to get off.
They thought that I was in a cult. They said, "Man, what are you doing? What kind of cult are you in? Nobody calls to get off a disability." And I told him, I said, Mr. Lambert, I have found some products that has helped me change my life, and I want to be able to help other people change their lives. And he is now taking 2 boxes of mower from me, and has been ever since then. He doesn't need to lose weight, but he does have gout. And he's been a customer of mine ever since 2.5 years ago.
So when y'all started, you had never owned a new car, never been on an airplane. You live very close to the Florida state line, so you had been to the state of Florida, but that's the only state besides South Alabama you'd ever been to. Eric, or you, both of you, tell us about all the differences now. Like, what's different in your life?
Peace, happiness, not having to worry about tomorrow. You can lay your head down at night and go to bed and not have to worry about how you're gonna pay a bill the next day. It's just been a God sent to us. Todd, we wasn't poor, but we were in the middle to where every Friday we just didn't have that extra to do anything. We never had fun doing anything. Now our lives we have fun every week. I mean, we do whatever we want to now.
Yeah, ask Kim what you go ahead.
How persistent and consistent Kim is, and when she sets a goal, just like this goal with Chairperson, she doesn't even know this, but I was in northern Maine when this was going on last week, and didn't have good cell signal, so I was driving 3 or 4 times a day to a cell phone spot to make sure all that was happening and whatever. But Kim, and she does this to you, Todd, but I love it. This is why she's successful. She'll text me and say, Kim, do you have a minute? When do you have a minute to talk? And then the phone will ring. Okay, you're going to talk right now. But she sets those goals just like Marion, and she's persistent and consistent until she makes it happen. Nothing, I don't care what it is. And it can be Friday night at 11 o'clock p.m. She's still going to make it happen before the end. And she blurs the line of sponsorship. We talk about that, Todd. She'll help anybody on any team. Her team's so big she can't do meetings for them, but 3-way calls and Zooms every week. We're just so proud of her.
I tell you what, last week when she was working on this, 3 days, it was from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. I mean, she had no time for me. She was in business mode.
And I did this without even telling neither one of y'all. Y'all had no idea I was doing this. That is what just bubbles me over, because me and my God did this last week, and my team. And I could not wait. I knew you were bear hunting. I knew Todd was busy in Vegas. And I didn't want to let y'all know until it was a done deal. And when I tried to call Todd, I was constantly giving him the code on the phone. You got to call me. You got to call me. You got to call me. And I knew you weren't going to come home till Sunday. And then you called me Saturday. So it just, I thank God so much for this time freedom that me and Eric has. And I thank God for allowing me to rank up. Y'all always tell me don't run after the ranks, but guess what? I do run after goals. And that was a goal that I wanted to accomplish for myself and my family. And I thank God for my team. It's a team effort. It was a teamwork to help me do this. And I am just so thankful to Partner Co. And I'm also thankful for y'all to enjoy this experience with me, because I know y'all are happy for me. I feel it.
So I got 2 last questions. One is going to be the fun stuff. The second is going to be the how-to, which is scary. You got to understand the reward before you put in the effort. But you guys had never really traveled before, been on an airplane. So would you mind talking about where all you've been now with Partner Co? And then Eric, would you mind telling us the dream that you had about the river and the boat and all that kind of stuff, how it's come true?
Yes. Well, because of Partner Co, me and Eric has went to Bahamas. We have been to Mexico. We have been to Puerto Rico twice. We've been to Punta Cana. We've been to Tahiti. I can't hardly remember everywhere, because we go a lot of places. And I know I'm going somewhere in 2026, just as soon as they come out with it. I cannot wait. So we do go places, and because of Partner Co, it's all paid for. And, you earn that when you're in Partner Co. They reward us with these fine trips. And I am so excited that we are a part of Partner Co. And, you've asked me several times, or other people's asked, Kim, have you ever thought about quitting? Quitting is not in my vocabulary. I will never quit this. This will go with me to my grave because I love Partner Co. and I love my team. I love my upline, just like we're all family.
Kim, your story is just proof positive that this is the greatest industry in the world with the best company in the world. There's no way that myself, you, Todd, we could have achieved and done the things we've done other than maybe winning this lottery that's going on. Other than that, it's this industry, Todd, where the average people can go out and do this. And I've just never been more proud of anyone, Kim. And Eric, we know you're a vital, vital part of all of it.
Yes, he is.
Eric, last question is, tell us about the river and the boat. And
Todd, when we first started this, you talked about a vision board. You talked about drawing it out on paper, putting it on the wall, and looking at it every day and thinking about it. 6 years we were in the company and my dream come true. I bought a brand new truck, paid it off. We bought a brand new boat, paid it off. And we bought a place on the river and it's paid off.
I gotta catch myself so I can talk again. So last question. This is the hard part, but Kim, what people don't know about you that Ken Bailey and I do know about you, you're a tenacious worker. Like you never freaking turn off. Like even when Ken Bailey and I are trying to turn off, you don't let us. You go like your battery is always full. Eric, I admire you, man. You running around like no tomorrow trying to keep up with her.
Look, when she gets in that mode, I just have to get out of the house and let her go and do what I got to do and just let her go.
But Kim, tell everybody now a few tips because you do a lot more in person than social media and Zoom. Tell us a little bit about what you do every day and like what is your MO out here? How have you created this?
And also I would like to share, Todd, I've had people this past week to ask me, well, Kim, who sponsored you? Todd sponsored you? Todd did not sponsor me. Kim Bailey did not sponsor me. My sponsor quit. So that's the reason I look up to Todd and Kim Bailey as, I got two of them now. I got rid of, well, I didn't get rid of one, but he got rid of himself. And now I got two. So, I learned to do this on my own. I learned to, what I do is I help people in my downline. I text them, I call them, I encourage them, even if it's just emoji. You can pull anybody on my team and they will tell you, I may get on their nerves too much, but I always want to text them. I always want them to know that I am here for them. Because guess what, Todd? You believed in me. You and Ken Bailey believed in me, and I didn't believe in myself. That is what got me over the hump. So if I can help somebody else get over the hump and start believing in themselves, then that's what my purpose is here for, is for everybody to believe in themselves, because we all are an overcomer. I have realized in these past 6 years that I am an overcomer. I can scream it from the top of the roof. I am an overcomer. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing if you believe it. I know I'm an overcomer. Nobody ain't got to tell me I'm not, because I've done this. I'm doing it. I'm continuing to doing it. And do I need encouraging? Oh yes. That's what y'all are there for. You and Ken, y'all. I have to have that one-on-one, and my family encourages me. But you got to put time into your downline. You got to help them make money. By me ranking up, we've helped Mr. Poole rank up to senior officer last week. That's what's the joy of this is to help your downline to make money. When you're going up, you can pull them up with you. So I do Zooms. I do 3-way calls. I do meetings, in-person meetings. I tell them, hey, let's get a meeting started. I am doing things that you used to do 6 years ago, is do little promotions. Well, I got a magnificent promotion fixing to start September the 15th. I have to share it with you, Todd, because I thought about you when I did this promotion. You know, me and Eric battled back and forth. Should we get a beach house like you used to do? Should we do this? Should we do that? Well, guess what? I want to put some money in my team at Christmas time. I want to put some money in their hand, and I want them to chase it. I want them to work at it. You know, I just had a brand partner to ask me, who's the strongest person you got on your team? Well, I told them the woman's name. Why do you choose her? It's because I'm pushing her. She ain't got no choice either to get out or I'm pushing her. And, you know, either she's got to turn around and say, Kim, stop pushing me. If not, I'm going to push her because I've got to. She's in front of my cart to my next destination. I've got to push her. And whoever's between me and her is going to get pushed. And that's exactly what happened to Mr. Poole. He got pushed. He got ranked up. I'm super excited for Mr. Poole making senior officer. He's going to Utah. He's going to Texas to PXP. And I'm just excited for my team. Anytime any of them ranks up, I am super excited.
Yeah, sir, we need to go ahead.
It's important to note, folks. Yes, she's coming up with an $11,000 check, but she's had challenges. Her sponsor quit. There's been people on her team quit. That's a part of it, but she didn't let it stop her. Because so many times, Todd, you see it. Something happens, people, it's just not going to work for me. Kim doesn't see that. She knows her goals and she works until it happens. And if somebody don't see what she sees, then they either do or they get out of the way, right? Just like
that's right. That's exactly right.
And guys, we started off not knowing anything about this business, and everything we've learned from those two guys that's on this screen with us, and we thank them every day.
That's exactly right.
So, sir, we need to get Romaine Poole. He actually was started as a customer too. He dropped 100 pounds in his 70s, down actually in Reese's hometown. Reese knew him growing up. He was signed up by somebody in Alabama. So,
I got him.
So that being said, we're going to turn this over to Reese. Go ahead and close it out, Sarah. Thank you, Kim and Eric. Congratulations.